Listen to today's podcast and find out that we opened our new pub as the grand opening. The England under 21s save the Civil War, and Ronaldinho admits that I'm a far better player than him. Listen to the end, you'll find out more. Hello and welcome to That Peter Crouch podcast with me, Peter Crouch. I've got Chris start with me and Notorious SID. Different location, boys. Hands-free.
Hands-free.
What's the vibe?
There's a lot to discuss here. So, okay, where to begin? So, we're in a new pub, aren't we? This is our pub. That's the exciting news.
It's the podcast pub.
So we're going to get into this in a little bit because we're going to need your help. We need to name this pub. If you're watching this on YouTube, then obviously you can see that it's totally different, but this is our gaff and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. The bit that we're struggling with, which you'll probably hear as well, is the fact that we are now totally hands-free, which, Crouchy, as long as we've been doing this podcast, we've always had a microphone in hand. We've seen other podcasts and they all seem to do it hands-free. So someone has now made the decision.
I think for the listeners' experience, I think it's going to sound much better. For me, I feel like I need to be juggling or something. But what do we think of our new pub?
Big fan.
I like it a lot. Yeah. And I think we can make it our own. I'm thinking, name-wise, I was thinking like something along the lines of the Cat and the Fiddle. Do you know what I mean? Like an old school pub name. What is it? Like the Dog and Duck.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what about the Sam and the Rat?
See, I like
Rat and the Sam.
I think that's a great shout because then I can imagine someone could draw up the picture, and obviously a play on Sam Rat, but the Rat and the Sam is a lovely image, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I just think you've got a rat and then a little boy called Sam. And that could be the swinging sign.
Yeah.
Should we get down the Rat for a couple?
Just go down the Rat. I mean, there was actually a pub I used to go to in England called the Rat and Parrot.
Yeah.
So we could have the Rat and Carrot. I just come to me now.
The Rat and Carrot is lovely. But I think we can figure this out. Obviously, we want people to pile in with names of what this pub can be. And at the moment, there's a few decorations, and obviously we're going to build that up over time as well. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about what?
We're going to talk about memorabilia. Do you know what? Because we've got our own pub now. And obviously, I just brought in a few bits and pieces that I had at home. Sid just brought his Notorious shirt in. I actually brought a few bits and pieces here as well. So we get into all that.
Yeah.
Memorabilia, what it means to us. But we'll get into all that when we do the podcast.
Yeah. Before we get into the memorabilia episode, news for you boys.
I did the snooker, a few days ago.
Yeah.
And it was funny, kind of, because it was on later at night. We went to bed, and usually we put something on me and Ab. I said, it's just the end of the snooker. So I've sat her down, and it was interesting watching her trying to get her head round snooker. Hilarious, in fact.
Talk us through.
She just said, this sums men up. And I was like, what? I said, please enlighten me. You said, like, it's just little balls and a stick, and you're all just watching it, and this, what are you doing? She couldn't get around it.
I had the same combo.
Discussion.
Same last two frames we watched, and I was saying to the missus, look, you don't realise Ronnie can put that ball anywhere on that table that he wants. You just throw a 5p down and he'll stick that ball. She's like, I don't care. She's just like no value for me.
Yeah, no value at all.
I mean, he's the greatest one, probably at the moment, one of the greatest sportsmen alive in what he's achieving, what he's doing. She's like,
that's actually right, yeah. If no one's spanned a 30-year career like that, he's the youngest ever Masters champion and the oldest ever Masters champion, and the same with the Worlds.
Yeah.
Like that is an unbelievable achievement in any sport. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you have to respect what he's done.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I guess it's interesting in a way that Abs doesn't seem to value that, doesn't seem to value sport or sporting success.
She said it's just the same for golf for me. You've got a little stick and you're hitting a little ball. What is the difference between snooker and golf? It's like, that's the kind of level, right? That's all we're dealing with.
Yeah. But does she not, like, when she says that, she knows that's patronising, doesn't she? She knows I
think she's trying to be patronising.
Because I think you could do that with any sport, couldn't you? You could take the most, you could do it with anything. You could get the most complicated processes in the world and patronize them by going, it could be anything.
Running around the field.
Running around the field.
You're throwing the ball as far as you can. But what she can't get around is the amount we talk about it. But like, I think once you realise the skill levels, like you were saying there, when he's not just potting balls. If you don't understand snooker, you think, oh, he's just potting balls. But it's where he's manipulating the cue ball for the next shot. That's the talent in snooker, isn't it?
It's an intense watch, though. I kind of see, from her point of view, if you're not really into the game, what a strange watch it is to come into a room and see you watching a screen, and there's not a noisy crowd.
Atmosphere is zero.
It's not like the football. There's, in fact, that you're right. The aim, and when you go there as well, you boys must have done the same. You get the little radio in the ear.
Yeah.
I watched Judge Trump. I actually had a great experience with Jimmy White and Alan McManus. Went to me and Joe Cole.
Legends.
Played against them down there.
Right.
Because it was on TNT and, kind of promoted it. And it was just, honestly, what a great experience to be able to pick up a cue. I was playing with Jimmy's cue and just chat to him about, different sport. It was really a good day.
He's a legend, isn't he, Jimmy? I loved Jimmy growing up. Just couldn't beat Stephen Hendry, could he? It's annoying. Stephen Hendry was great. Talking of sport and abs, has the 9 darts have been thrown into abs?
Yeah, so this is something I've broached yet, but obviously that's something that we want to get on. What are the rules to this? Would you like her to try and get 147? But I think she should try and get a 9 darter.
We joked on the podcast that it would be great to kind of have Abby in a basement where she's not allowed to leave until she's thrown a 9 darter. And I think this is a great idea. But then yesterday in the WhatsApp group, because we say these things and they fade away and people forget, and I get that. But I just wanted a gentle reminder. I was just like, look, if we were going to entertain this idea, I do think it'd be an audience if we streamed it and you could log in, and for 24 hours a day, Abby is just throwing darts in the hope of getting a 9 darter. So just for 24 hours, she just constantly throws and you never know. And can you imagine what if she got?
Wow.
And maybe I'm thinking of it slightly differently now. Maybe we sit on a sofa and we watch it and then people can message in and everything like that. Maybe it's in this pub. So you imagine we were just sat here and the dart ball's there and Abby's just throwing. Sorry, there's a dog in the pub.
We're pet friendly in this pub.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, but for 24 hours, I guess the key question is, do you think you could get her to a position where, because I think, I don't want to talk for everyone listening, I do think people would enjoy it.
I have patience. I'm not sure would do it. I don't know. I think we might get 20 minutes out of her.
That's not enough. I think it needs to be like a rolling. Do you know what I mean? For 24 hours.
If it's for charity, do you know what I mean? It's like, I think there might be a chance.
Yeah.
For her own fun.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way.
It's definitely something that we should think about doing. But just very quickly, back to the pub then. So I guess the aim with this place will be that it becomes our home moving forward. So we want to hear from everyone listening to this right now what you'd like to add to the pub. And one idea I had was, why don't we, because we can start putting pictures and things like that around here. What about if someone plays for a football team, they can send in a picture of them and their team. And maybe every episode we can have a different team. I think we switch
team
up.
of the week.
Team of the week sort of thing.
Team of the week, any level.
Yeah.
Give us a reason why you're team of the week. Let's start with one. Hamill Town, they go to the Samrat regularly. Fans of the pod, I know that. Big shout out to Hamill Towns, where I used to play my football when I was a kid. Me and my dad just jump over the fence, and they've got into a decent side now. Been down there, know the manager actually. I used to play against him when I was a kid. So we get them up first, and see where we go from there.
I think Team of the Week is a great shout, and maybe action shot. There's people with their iPhones on the pitches. They can, where it's going to be a goal celebration or someone doing a diving header to stop the ball. Anything goes in Sunday League.
I see. Yeah. So you're saying what for the team photo it could be anything. So.
We can have a team 11 the Team of the Week, and then we can have an action. Picture.
We need a reason why we're getting them up.
Yeah. So let us know if you want to be Team of the Week. I guess what we want is like a picture of your whole team together. Can be a picture of you on, you know, a night out together, whatever it is. But yeah, send us a good reason. And you can send those to peter.crouch@acast.com. We're going to talk memorabilia today because our new pub has memorabilia all over it. Should we do this?
Let's do it. All right, so we're getting some memorabilia. Obviously, like I brought in a few bits and pieces here. There's a Hatrick ball from Arsenal.
I'm going to grab it.
This is the ball that, yeah, it's the actual ball.
That was an iconic Premier League ball, that one as well, wasn't it? I remember
ball, that one. Obviously, slightly deflated. But yeah, everyone's wrote, you know, a few messages for me afterwards. There is some good ones on there.
There's some great messages. Can I read them?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard to tell who this is from, so I might need your help in working out the signature. Well done, big man. Now, if you can, do it in the bed.
Wow. I wonder why I kept these so private.
Who's that? Hard to tell, isn't it?
I got a feeling that's Pennant.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Why in the bed? Did you have two kids in? Kids.
No, this is Pennant.
to enjoy myself.
That's not Pennant because Pennant's message is here.
I think it might be Pepe Reina.
This is brilliant, big man. Wouldn't have done it without your mate. That's from Pennant.
It's true.
He assisted. Yeah.
He was involved in the first one as well. He did the little back heel.
What's it like with that? When you come out the dressing room, do you actually have would you put it in a bag or do you literally come out as if?
No, well, it's just like it's lovely to just go in the players' bar with the ball.
That's what Does that go in before you? So the door opens and you just come and you follow the ball.
These messages are great. All right. This is from Stevie G. Some of them are quite parched as well. So there's a mix of you seem to get a mix of banter.
There's some nice.
Top drawer, pal. Well done. Stevie G. Underlined.
Nice. Expect that from him.
Kind of expect that from him. May get a few games ahead of Dirk now.
Wow.
Wrote that Carroll. That's Jamie Carragher.
Absolute class. Well done, pal. Some of them have just signed it, which I think is crap.
That's just boring. That if Roy was to sign one, Roy Keane, he'd just put it's your job, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Just do your job.
Just do your job.
Different class.
Congratulations, biggest. That was from Pepe. That was good, you know, because that hat trick's something that I was obviously really proud of. That was a good Arsenal team, and we done them at Anfield. So that for me, I think. I mean, there's lots of things in there. Obviously, the man of the match ones are good. You know the trophy there's 100 Premier League goals.
I didn't realise it had a Crouch on the back. 25.
Yeah, that was Stoke actually that did that for me. And then obviously things evolved to like the man of the match trophy, didn't it?
Do you know what? I was going to say that because, you know, I'm assuming that's down to religion and stuff, isn't it? Giving people maybe they don't drink.
I actually didn't think of that.
Yeah. Probably. It's got to be, isn't it? I mean, yeah, it's... Because I've got a couple. And
trophies.
The champagnes, yeah. Because I got one at Old Trafford. Because at Old Trafford and Sunderland, they used to give the away player man of the match as well.
Oh, right.
The away team. So at Old Trafford, you have to go up to one of the lounges. I had to go up to one of the lounges and pick up a bottle of champagne to take on the bus home with Old Trafford and Man United.
Yeah.
With the game. That and Sunderland, there was only teams that had done it. I don't know why an away team would do it.
I love on this ball as well, the old Premier League logo. It's just a reminder.
Yeah.
How good it was.
Making me feel old, that.
Yeah.
But you know, like with these man of the match champagnes, is like they're only when it's televised. Do you know what I mean? So there's 38 Premier League matches, but only the ones that televised you get that. But most often, you get the club man of the match. You know, when you announce it through the club.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to go up to a lounge. Yeah, so obviously the club ones, like I've got a few Liverpool ones, which are quite nice actually. They were like Carlsberg, but they're sponsored by Carlsberg. You go up there and you'd have the big champagne. And I remember once being a bit low, a bit of a party we were having at home. And I was like, I'll just crack this one open and we'll just massive champagne. We'll go through this. Chilled it for a little bit, opened it, and it was actually Carlsberg in a champagne bottle.
No way.
Yeah. So everyone's like, oh, fuck.
Was it
Expecting that?
Must have been. Must go off as well.
Yeah.
You know, with the man of the matches, so are you saying, you know when it's on TV, there's obviously, like Shearer will decide man of the match in the FA Cup, whatever. So do you know
what it is? It's the co-commentator. Decides man of the match.
But the club could have a different one.
Yeah, so the club would give you obviously it'd be a home player. Obviously. And then, but yeah, it could be a different player.
So the pundits one is completely, like, you don't get anything for that, do you? Or do you?
Yeah,
you get this.
You get the actual trophy.
That's from the commentator.
And that one up there is a trophy. Yeah, and obviously it used to be champagne, but that's changed.
And I've done it. So if you're struggling, if it's a really bad game and you're doing co-coms, you can radio into the studio because obviously it's a live game, and you can say, "Listen, lads, I need some help. Who do you think's?"
Yeah, because okay, well, let's talk about when you make that decision. Have you ever been biased on that? Have you ever just given it to a mate?
Yeah, you can't because you just get called out. You got.
So then you're doing the opposite.
No, you got to give it
to a mate because you'll look like
you would.
Well, no, if he's played well, you got to give it to who's deserved it. But if it's a shit game, you're struggling, you just go, I'm struggling here. Because they literally hit with you and you're like the 88th minute in your ear. They go, right, who's your man match? And you go, fuck. If it's a crap game, you go, you can press like the silent button, you go, I need to get some help from guys in the studio.
Do you think they should give out more awards than just man of the match? So rather than just man of the match, could there be other awards that come in at that point?
Well, like what? Skill of the match?
Yeah, I just think well, yeah, I think the man of the match in itself is quite parched, isn't it? Like, why do you reward one
I think it is prestigious, and also I'll tell you what it's like when you go and do the interview and you get the man of the match. Obviously, everyone's still in the dressing room, and they wait. So you're like the last in. Then you come in. It's like the hero's welcome is because I'm walking in, right? You're in the dressing room, and all the lads are in there. You've just won a game. Everyone's buzzing. You walk in, the man of the match, and you're a little bit sheepish because everyone cheers you, right? And it's like it is an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
Like, well, you've scored or you've got man of the match and you come in and it's why you do it. You know what I mean? And you take that away. I don't think it's just something that's always, you get the ball. Yeah. If you score a hat trick and if you get man of the match, you get a big cheer when you get back in. And that's almost better than the award.
Yeah.
What would it take to get one of these open then? Is it like we'll have a few beers there one day and because you wouldn't miss one, would you?
Well, it's going to be the same there if it's full or empty, isn't it?
Mate, it's just like on a personal level, the idea of being able to drink from a man of the match bowl is really appealing to me.
What have you got any glasses?
It's going to be off, surely. Champagne goes
we're going to try it in a minute, aren't we?
Can it go off?
Yeah.
Can it?
Champagne can go off.
I think alcohol's fine, isn't it?
Well, listen. But I reckon
there's no more way to find out.
You know what? If we do a good pod today, right? I reckon there's a couple of people behind the camera, right? They can nominate their man of the pod. Right? We'll do a presentation and then we'll drink it. Great. All right. We'll get into that later.
So, Sid, what have we got over here? We got a Notorious shirt.
So this was just the Notorious shirt that I was given at Crouch Fest.
Yeah.
So that was just something to hang up. But do you know what? I've got a lot of shirts. I was one of them because you'd be surprised the amount of people that don't collect shirts
I didn't
collect memorabilia. I actually collected loads. I've got loads of shirts that are all in frames, that are all packed, they're all away. So I've got shirts. A lot of them are friends. So I've got Crouchy, Sean Wright Phillips, Bridgie, Joe Cole, and then people you play against. So Stevie G, Fabregas, Scholes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Hazard, Tevez.
Have you ever been shunned?
Good collection.
Have you ever got a no from someone that you've kind of tried to swap shirts with at the end or hover around? Never a no.
No, I've never hovered. Yeah. I've never man-marked someone the last few minutes. Never been turned away. I played against Bex in his first game for LA Galaxy. And played Chelsea for pre-season friendly. And the whistle went, and I was never going to ask him because he was never going to give that shirt away. But one of the young lads, Hutch, he asked for his shirt, and he was just like, "No, mate." I was standing quite near him. He was like, "No, I can't. It's my first shirt." But the best shirt that I've actually got was when I was at Arsenal as a youth team player. We went to play Barcelona in their centenary year, so they started in 1899. So in 1999. They played at the Nou Camp against Deportivo, I think it was. So Arsenal, we flew out. We played Barcelona under 18s on the pitch. You know the stadium next door?
Yeah.
20,000 seat stadium. So we played there. We drew 2-2, walked across into the new camp and then or the Camp Nou and then watched the first team game, and then we was allowed to go on the pitch after. So there was like Luis Figo, Rivaldo, Cocu, Guardiola, De Boers, all on there, and we all mingled in all together, and then we won a big picture. And it was Ronald De Boer that I got. He was number 6, wasn't he? Ronald De Boer, and he must have either didn't come on or played and come off, and he had a jumper on, and he sort of give it sort of that one. I don't know whether he was grooming me or what, but he sort of give it that one, like pulled his jumper. he pulled his jumper up, right? So I was like, he's got his jersey there, and their jerseys actually had 1899, 1999. So as they would go down the tunnel, I pulled him and said, "Can I have your shirt?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he took his jumper off, give me his shirt. And it was right near the chapel. Do you know the chapel?
Yeah.
Heard all about
the chapel.
So, yeah. And this was when there was like the big divide that went down the tunnel as well, the big cage. And he signed it for me. And I took it home. I was 18-year-old. And I've still got it in a frame now.
That's cool.
I've got Thierry Henry's, Dennis Bergkamp when I was at Arsenal. But that one, I was a young lad in the new camp looking around, and I see the shirt. And I was like, I'm just going to ask him. And he was like, yeah, of course. He took it off, and the lads, you can imagine, beating like under 18s. They was like, "You got his shirt," and I was like, "Yeah."
No way, that's amazing.
Do you feel that you just make a big pile of these shirts though, and don't really do anything?
Well, that's my and also I don't know. When I was competing against players, I didn't really want to kind of ask, but I've got the 3 shirts, like really good shirts that I've got that my dad got. My dad was in advertising, right, and he had early doors to EA, the FIFA game. Right, and he did the advert for FIFA, and the 3 players. You know, they used to have 3 players on the front cover, and 3 players that year were Ronaldinho, Del Piero, and Henry. Wow. And my dad did a shoot. Went to
is that Henry in the burgundy kit on the front of it?
Couldn't tell you what.
Trying to remember.
I know the one I've got. Obviously, I've got the red one.
It's just triggered a memory.
Yeah, and my dad. So my dad's got a picture of him and Ronaldinho, him and Del Piero, him and Henry on the shoots. But he's obviously asked, so I've got a shirt from Henry, I've got a shirt from Del Piero, and then I've got this shirt from, this photo of Ronaldinho on the beach. And my dad's wrote on it, it's like, I don't know if he spoke much English at the time, but he's wrote on it, "I'm good, but I'm not as good as your Pete." And Ronaldinho signed this picture. I had it framed on my wall for ages. Brilliant.
It's almost
Wow. That's like tennis.
isn't it?
Yeah. So he's got him to sign the picture of himself, but he doesn't know what it says. And I got home and I was like, didn't quite get to his level. But
I was in the football manager offices for something last week, and I was looking around there, and it's just reminded me, he's got this chair in there. One of the chairs I saw was a Watford kit, but turned into a chair.
That's good.
Right? So it's like, the Watford shirt's the back on it, the shorts is the seat bit of it. And then if you zoom in, the arms have the Premier League logo. And from when Watford were in the Premier League, I thought this is such a good idea, right? This is what you should be doing with some of these shirts. Do something with them. Turn them into things. Upcycle them, they call it, isn't it? So you get the shirts.
Upcycle the shirts.
Otherwise, they're just in boxes, as you say, or in a lot.
I know.
Well,
I brought a load in here. I don't know if, you were interested, but like I brought a few in here. Do you know what? I brought one here, right, which is a youth shirt from the Under-20 World Cup.
That's 96,
Is it? Nigeria. But I've got the number 7 at the World Cup, right, in Nigeria Under-20. And do you know why I've got the number 7? Because everyone pulled out the squad. And because it was in Nigeria and there was a civil war going on. And they said, son, all the best players. I think it was Luke Chadwick was supposed to be 7. And at the time, I was kind of the miles off it, but I was in and around the youth squad, under 18s. But I hadn't made my debut yet, so there was players ahead of me. And I remember saying, there's a civil, everyone going, Ashley Cole pulled out. There was loads of players at top level going, no, we can't. I was like, civil war? I said, fucking get me involved. I was like, 7 dog, you say? I was fucking straight to Nigeria, not a problem. So, because I thought, you know what, I might not never play for England. I'll have 7. I'll have 7.
That's I love this kit.
I love that kit. Yeah.
So actually, I probably wore it before Beck's, this one.
It's the 7.
Yeah, so actually, I made it iconic.
It's actually crazy to have an England shirt with the number 7 on, but you're a legitimate England player.
Yeah.
It is a David Beckham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one. And I thought I went to Nigeria, and obviously they talked about, obviously there was a bit of unrest at the time, and it wasn't great. We went there and we had armed guards with us everywhere we went. They followed the coach everywhere. We didn't do brilliantly in the World Cup. I remember getting beat by Japan. It was a tough World Cup for us. But then everywhere we went, it was like, I always remember pulling up to a game, and it was like the police were kind of battering the civilians, and these fans were throwing rocks at the police. And it was like the England, because they love English football, right? It's like the England bus was like, have you ever seen, Del Boy and Rodney when in the Peckham estate, where they all just stop and they go, oh, it's still like that, right? And the England bus came in both sets. All the coppers put their stuff. They were going, England, right? We pulled in like that. So we were safe as houses. They loved English football. So we pulled up, we all went in, and then you just heard it kicking off again, like outside the ground. It was carnage, mad. But like, what an amazing experience as like a 17-year-old to go to Nigeria and have that kind of like experience. It was great. So that shirt obviously holds a few memories.
Did you never want to do you remember when the old Wembley was coming down and there was opportunities to buy bits of turf or bricks and things like that? They sold off quite a few bits of it, didn't they? Did you two never fancy getting involved in a bit of that?
No, I remember my dad had he was a Chelsea pitch owner. I remember when they took the stadium back and they kind of like, they were struggling. It was Ken Bates was in charge at the time. And they did a thing called Chelsea pitch owner thing where you could buy an element of the ground, but they'd give you like a bit of turf as if you owned part of the ground. So my dad had that in his office for years, like a bit of turf.
I'd say the weirdest thing that I've taken from football was, so when the Emirates wasn't being done, but when the Emirates was all agreed and they was going to build it in a few years' time, the plans was there. They started doing up surrounding areas. So they started on the tube station. So we had to, as youth team players, had to go to Arsenal, watch the first team games at Highbury, get back on the tube and go home. So I'm going from South London all the way up. And there was an Arsenal tube sign just lying around. So I took this Arsenal tube sign and I've got it at home.
That's the original.
The original Arsenal tube sign, yeah. Wow. And like the old one. I like the square one, like this. I apologise, TFL. I've got an original tube sign. I took it all the way from Highbury, Arsenal tube station, to Croydon.
I think I can say this. I'm sure it's fine. But on the way home from it's not dissimilar to yours, Sid's actually. Those temporary bus stops, like when there's rail replacement and all there, or building around the bus stop.
Well, like a stand.
They put it in a stand, a little weight underneath, and the buses stop there. Well, we just thought it'd be great. We'll put it outside my mate's house so that the buses start stopping like right outside where we need, rather than having to walk all the way into Pinner. so
wow!
On Cannon Lane, we moved this bus stop. I took it with us after a night out down the road and parked it there. But it was great for a while. It seemed to work, and then it got moved back. And I think the normal bus stop
seemed to work.
Is there now?
That'd have been epic if that stopped.
Beer trophies. Some people get some amazing things. And maybe we should open it out, because this is about memorabilia. If you've acquired things after a night out through legitimate means,
what trophies have you got?
But it's strange because in your careers, right? There's only so many things. I mean, obviously you can get shirts and you can get, I guess trophies is the other thing. I mean, when you win a big cup, what do you actually get from that? So let's say you win the FA Cup. What do you get?
Tiny little medal.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Like it's one of those little medals that you could just take out kind of
in a little box.
In a little box, yeah. But it's just the history and like you remember seeing people. I remember in the 80s and the 90s just, seeing them opening it, you know what I mean? And like that, I didn't want anything different to that because I wanted to always do that, We'd have a look at it. And
you never thought of getting a replica trophy? You never thought of getting a replica FA Cup?
No, never really crossed my mind.
A few players have done that, haven't they? Like Michael Owen's got a few in his study or office or games room. JT's got a few of them. There's a few. Stevie done it.
Yeah, he's had a museum.
Yeah.
You know, which is great.
I mean, if you win them iconic ones,
I think Champions League, I think that's for the, I don't know, listen, you know, the FA Cup for me was the one to win because I grew up watching it. I absolutely loved it. So when I kind of held that trophy, like that was the one for me. But obviously, yeah, playing in the Champions League final, like I got the loser's medal and I literally couldn't tell you where that is. But like you're kind of 90 minutes away from having something that you'll cherish for the rest of your life and something you can tell your grandkids about to then not even know where it is.
Yeah, I'm just interested how all this great stuff just ends up in boxes or in our new pub, that kind of thing. But I went and filmed something at, what's his name? Perotta. I was at his house in Rome filming something with him. And he showed us, he basically had a museum and the bottom floor of his house was a museum for himself. All glass cabinets, everything like that. And he had a replica World Cup in there, which I thought was quite cool. And then you hold the actual medal from that. And I find it insane. It's a bit like if you ever get the chance to meet an Olympian and you see the gold medal for that as well. That all this effort, all this energy really goes into just one little
thing. Yeah. It's the memories that it creates, isn't it? And it's the memories that it creates. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously the Hatrick balls. Like I just thinking straight back to the game like that. I remember the Carling Cup game, for Tottenham. You know that was at Old Trafford for England against Jamaica. Like when I scored a hat trick for England, it was my only hat trick I got for England, and like that, you just stirs up memories of great times, and that's why you keep them, I suppose.
So it's Chuckers the ball.
Well done, Rodney. Who's that? Well done, Rodney. Who's wrote that? Fucking hell. The face in my ball.
That doesn't even say that. They just signed it and blanked it as well.
I think that's Woody, I think that's Jonathan Woodgate.
I say, well done, Skinny.
Wouldn't want anything less.
It's great.
The worst thing is with the hat-trick ball for England over there is like, you've got Bex, Lamps, Gerrard. Like, it's a good list of things, but everyone canes me about the penalty. So, exactly. I missed the pen. Well, that's something I would have regretted forever. I've scored on 2 goals for England and I dink a pen over the bar at Old Trafford. And I'm thinking, I'm never going to get another chance to score a hat-trick for England. And thank God I scored another one, but everyone's broke on the ball. Penalty.
Just what was your first thought? Because my first thought would literally be like my dad or someone I'd just be going, you. Oh, no, not even a player or the manager. What was yours?
Well, I was thinking I'd be sitting here now, 10 years later, going, you had a chance to score a hat-trick for England and you fucking ballsed it up with a stupid penalty. I was thinking to myself, and then I was thinking, and then Steve McLaren straight after the game, because it was Sven was the manager. Sven was like, carefree.
Dead calm.
But Steve McLaren pulled me and goes straight away, on the walk back. Old Trafford?
Yeah.
You got to go from the centre circle to... I've got the match ball in my arm. Thankfully, I scored another goal. No robot then. It was like, fucking get in. And then, I wasn't dicking around then. And then I remember walking off the pitch straight away. Steve McLaren's gone over and he goes, there's what the fuck you doing? And I said, I'm so sorry. I didn't really think. I was just full of confidence. I tried it and it did come off. And he said, don't ever do that again. He said, don't ever try and do that again. And I was like, fucking hell. I said, you're right. I apologise.
Yeah.
And Sven was fine with it really, but McLaren kind of, that's why he was there for, just to let you know, you know what I mean? It's not right taking a piss.
Yeah.
And it's not what we do.
No. What about you, Chris? In terms of have you ever been on? I take you in Watford. Maybe got promoted. You must have been on the pitch. You must have.
Yeah. Well, when we went up and it was in COVID time.
Yeah.
It was no one was in the stadium. So that was one of the weirdest experiences for me. Was I was getting promoted. You could hear fans out on the street outside, but I was lucky enough to be in the stadium because I was doing some coverage with Watford. So it was a really odd experience watching the game, but with an empty stadium. It was totally wrong. Everything about it felt horrendous. So that's a very strange memory from that time. And Weirdly, this is freaky because you've got all this amazing memorabilia and you boys talk about these great things. I've got the face mask from when we went up because that was like literally the only thing
you could get.
I could really get from it. The COVID mask from where we went up, and a picture of me, a picture of me on the pitch with the players going. That's it. It was insane. I remember like the chairman being like a whole stand just for the chairman because everyone had to be however many meters and all that. So everyone in this bit that I was in was like well away from each other, and the chairman's there screaming at the players on the pitch, but they could hear it because you got to think there's no one in there, and he's there going concentrate because I think we were 1-0 up and just having to hold on at that point. And I remember Troy Deeney pacing up and down the other stand, just shouting at the players. Really odd way to go up.
Do you have anything, not related to football? Like you're a successful DJ, right? You're successful in what you do. You are, right? You've been on Radio 1, now on Capital. You must have something that you're proud of. That gives you great memories of being a good time.
I got like, I always liked we'd do a DJ photo every year. And it was like our team photo, I guess, for you guys. And that was always cool because, there was people that I grew up listening to on the radio, like Moyles and also all of them guys. And then you suddenly start working with them and then you're in the picture. I always really like that. The one that I don't know if we should admit to or not is, I don't know if we ever did, when we went to Kensington Palace.
Oh, what?
What you've got to say it now.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm throwing it up. No, I'm not saying anyone did steal anything.
Someone's accidentally follows you out the door.
No, I'm just saying, I heard that some people have some memorabilia from that.
I've got Prince William's pants on.
Now that you said that, I'm sure you can say who's out there.
I remember being in the toilet there and looking around, just going, "What can I get?"
What is it? Isn't it weird? There's something in us that when you go out the door as well, it's like it's a massive win, isn't it?
I think what I'm trying to get at is I think things like a royal pen, something a bit like, when you go into a hotel and you're not totally sure what you're allowed to take with you or not. Like you're obviously not going to take the pillows, but you are, say, able to take the toiletries,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying some things they're kind of, it's a bit of a grey area as to
do you know who's the same in football? We used to stay in the Malmaisons. Have you ever stayed in the Malmaison?
I think so. In Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah. So what? If you stayed in the Malmaison, right? There's one thing that you take: the shampoo. Right, the shampoo is it's a good Costco size one.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the unreal shampoo. Do you remember? So all year round, you'd have footballers, and none of us would have fucking shampoo to the shower. None of us, right? And then someone would have one of the freebies, from the hotel. Right? And then when we've stayed in the Malmaison, it's mate, you can't move. It's soap everywhere.
Multi-millionaires.
You're hoping there's a Malmaison. The shower after the game, there's bubbles flying everywhere.
It's like that a lot. It's unbelievable. I've kept every programme that I've ever been to. So even when I was a fan, I've got that. I put one out here as well. This is a QPR programme from 1995, and just the buzz, Danny Deach, Andy Impey. It was just playing against Wimbledon with Dwight Gale. It's not Dwight Gale. Marcus Gale, Dean Holdsworth, Vinnie Jones, Efren Okoku.
Is that baby Sidwell there?
Yeah, honestly.
Go back a page.
There's a young Sidwell there. Look,
Baby Sid.
young Sidwell just
Baby Sid. Baby Sid.
There he is. Yeah, unreal. Look at the players here. Danny Deach.
Look at the sideburns. Yeah.
Danny Deach.
DJ.
Players there. Look. Carl Reddy. I ended up playing with Carl Reddy. Chris Plummer there. But you know what? So this is just one I just found and picked up. But I've kept all of them, and Ab goes mad because I've got boxes and boxes of programs.
Yeah, you can't chuck them.
I
bring them here.
My mum
Keep
gave
them
me
in
the
the
wall, and I'm not joking, it would fill this pub up. It's so many programs. But when you go through them and you look at the players, nostalgia, It's great. It really is.
Because even hearing how they describe you as a player throughout your different parts of your career and how that changes, and even just the language around you, I think. Jermaine Pennant, a defender's worst nightmare.
What do they say?
Jermaine's physically strong, tremendously skillful, and blessed.
Physically strong. Pennant.
Ledley King. Ledley is a commanding presence at the back whose astute reading of the game often seems to give him more time than those around him. Comfortable on the ball, he has impressed many with his fine performances at the centre of Tottenham's rear guard.
Good. That's a decent explanation. Take that.
Shoulder Amiobi.
Solar was like
Big show. Back in the day, he was,
I couldn't get in the team because of Shola was ahead of me. Because he was.
Yeah, my first couple of under 21 trips, Shola was starting.
Yeah. Because with that up front, I think we had Alan Smith, who was playing for Leeds at like 17. Malcolm Christie was banging him in for Middlesbrough. Jermaine Defoe. I ended up playing with Jermaine Defoe at the Euros. But it was a good obviously Shola.
Yeah.
Franny Jeffers.
Of course she did, yeah.
But he got in the Everton team at like 18.
Yeah.
So then he was kind of like, and then he went to Arsenal for like 10 mil and I was still at QPR.
Yeah, I've got him here. A lively striker whose movement off the ball makes him very difficult to mark. Francis made his under-21 debut at the UEFA Championship qualifier against Luxembourg on the 3rd of September 1999, won 5-0, and he notched England's second goal. He will be hoping his big money summer move to Arsenal will be the catalyst to take his career to the next level. Do you know what's mad? A lot of these players were at Arsenal at that point, or were moving to Arsenal. Seems like every player hits
Sort of the best young players in the country. That's what they were trying to do. Franny Jeffers was my first introduction to Scousers.
What an intro that is.
It really was. It was like, because he was funny. The first time I've seen anyone abuse the Dot. The Dot was like, there was no chicken, right? And I'd never really heard a Scouse accent, really. Obviously, I hear them a lot now. But I always remember this. He was going, Doc, where's the fucking chicken? And I was like, why is the dog got to know where the chicken is? In it, you know what I mean? It was like, Doc, the fucking chickens. And I was going, wowza. Obviously, I know loads of them now, but fucking, I was like, wow, where's this fella from? Oh well. Hi, should we fire into a few messages? Do you know what has been going big? Peter J. Crouch from Feltham, the driving instructor.
So talk to us then. What's the latest with this?
Load of messages. So actually, these are all 5-star reviews. Yeah. But considering he had 2 reviews last time, he has a hell of a lot more now. Yeah. I mean, since Jack White, since Cam Melling has left reviews, 114. I don't know whether he's just done a lot more lessons recently.
That's a great review, that one from Cam. The best driving instructor for tall people. I'm 7 foot tall and I pass with flying colours. I'm now a super safe driver.
So Peter Crouch, if you're listening, I apologise. There's a lot of people here getting involved. Jack White says, Peter taught me how to drive and I passed my test without any fault. He taught me everything by the book, extremely safely, and implemented long-term habits to ensure my safety, including head posture, hand position, seatbelt safety, and more brilliant tips and tricks.
That's you. Yeah. Yeah, that's you right there.
All right, now I just want to get through a few more messages. One from Fraser who says, how much contact do the PFA actually have with players? Interesting question, that I thought.
That is an interesting question.
Dealings with
do you know what? During my career, no. We only used to see him, didn't we? You'd vouch for this. You only ever see him at the beginning of the season. They'd pop in, show their face, and you'd see him in March, was it? April, when they used to give the PFA.
Yeah.
Or February, March, when they used to give the team of the year the nominations. So, yeah.
They helped you in any way through, like,
they have. After, yes. So my knee surgery last year, I contacted the PFA and they covered all the costs.
No, to be fair, they helped you.
Yeah. And what I think one criticism of the PFA now would be that players don't know there's an allocation for each player. A certain an amount. I don't know whether it was 10, 15 or 20,000, but that is for each player that's been a PFA member for going back forever. That's used for medical, for coaching badges, for a degree, or for coaching. Is for whatever use you want to use it for.
Do you pay into the PFA?
Yeah, you pay your subs. Yeah, comes at your wages.
But at top level, is that quite a bit of money then?
Well, they will. The PFA union is one of the biggest unions in the world. Yeah. They've got a lot of money. They're a lot of money.
You know what? I didn't have a lot of dealings with them. I was lucky in the fact I didn't get in a load of trouble playing football. I didn't have many injuries. But there are, I think, certainly they do a lot of good work lower down. Yeah. Interesting question, though.
Yeah.
Mr. from Callum, if I had to play in a foreign top 5 league, if you had to play, in a top 5 league, which league would you have chosen? And would your answer be the same if you make a decision now?
I'll have to have played in Spain.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was the only one, wasn't it? Oh, when you go to Germany.
No, Italy for me is the one.
Yeah, but
why not Bundesliga?
Because it just hasn't got the X factor for me. But for me, it would either be Spain or Italy. It's Italy back in the day, but not Italy now.
No, maybe not. But there's something about Italy. When I was growing up watching.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, that was the one.
Stadiums, the football, how passionate. Like, when I go on holiday to Italy now, they're like all over you, just chatting about. I mean, I had the best time. I went to Rome, and my guide was a Milan fan, believe it or not, and he was like, he couldn't do enough for you. Do you know what I mean? He showed me where the Pope lived. I went through like the in Vatican City and down through, and he showed me actually like his apartment because he sleeps. We were going to places, and it was just something, I don't know. They just love football so much, and like that passion and kind of everything. I remember speaking to Groundsman because I had the opportunity to go to Genoa and Sampdoria right near the end, and I was playing golf with Groundsman, and I asked him because he was out there, wasn't he? And he was telling me about the schools, and he said it's the best.
Yeah, Italy or Spain for me. I can't see anything else.
Where would you have inserted that into your career? Looking back, where would have been the moment? Do you think?
It would have been early. To go to Italy, it would have been early.
When you were on that free.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
24. Yeah. 24. So what was that? 2007. That was Spain. 2000. I'd say 2011 when Barca were just running riot. Would have been good to play against that Barca team.
All right, I think we finish on an 11. We're a big fan of an 11, aren't we? Yeah. This one here was a message actually to you, Chris, that you just texted me. All right, Chris, I work for the Wolves ground staff at the training ground. Love to hear it. We've put all our minds together and built your Groundsman themed 11. So here we go. Feel free to add any who you want, Crouchy, Notorious can think of. Oh, and for your information, we're all big fans, listen every week, and Dennis is the particular brand of mower we use. Yep. Anyway, Puddings is massive, back stronger, and hopefully this makes it on the pod. So Matt, thanks for getting in touch. Big shout out to the Wolves ground staff.
Yeah, love that.
If you could make the turf less slippy next time when I'm trying to have a shot at goal.
I forgot about that.
That would be much appreciated.
Have you been back there since?
No, I haven't been back there since.
No, I can't wait.
But this 11, I have to say, is phenomenal. Do you want me to start?
So what is it? It's
a Groundsman 11.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Divock Origi.
Good start.
So that's a good start. Mo Salah. Obviously with a W. Lord Wright Phillips. Strum Cahill. It's unreal. Robert Snodgrass. Grow Cole. Oh my God. Dennis.
Yeah,
Irwin.
Dennis Irwin.
Soil Campbell. Oh my God.
This is brilliant.
Brenna Hangeland. Rio Ferdinand. Line Mark Schwarzer.
I love
Do you want to pick one?
Emmanuel Petit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Manu Petit.
Fertilizer joke.
Manu, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Mark Sprinkler. Mark Tinkler.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
There's an Alan Shearer one in there somewhere, I feel.
Yeah.
Shearer.
Pascal Gross.
That's congrats. That'll do. Great. Good work, everyone.
All right, good work. I think that concludes today's podcast.
Steve Seedwell.
I'm sure that's come out of a tunnel somewhere. We've been abroad. Mr. Steve Seedwell.
Oh, super. All right. Well, on that note, I will chop.
Been a good one.
Next week. See you soon, guys.
Been a good one.
All right, cheers, Gary. Yeah, I'm here with two of the players from today's podcast. Today's podcast was all about memorabilia. How do you think it went?
Yeah, I thought it was a great team effort. I'm putting in a good shift, and we got the result I think that we probably deserved.
What about this man next year's performance today? I thought it was fantastic.
I thought he was outstanding. The star man. He was our go-to man at some points, and just kept the team ticking along. And fully deserves what he's achieved today.
Chris, just touching on that, fantastic. How do you how do you find people saying to you about you've lost focus, too much barbecuing, and concentrating on your own game now?
Yeah, no, it's just good to be answering my critics, really, and just showing everyone what I can do. And I feel today was a perfect example of that. And, as Sid was saying, it's a team effort. I can't just thank myself in all of this. And I just want to thank the team and thank the gaffer for having us here. And we'll continue to do what we do best, I think.
Sid, you've had plenty of these throughout your career, but today's Barclays man of the match is Chris Stark, the BBQC.
Yeah, fully deserved.
Well done. Cheers, mate. Congratulations. Thank you. Enjoy that.
Good luck, lads.
Cheers. Am I allowed to open it?
You're telling me what? Oh, fuck, are we actually going to have a go at this?
This is dream come true stuff, Joe. Jokes aside, boys.
This can go everywhere.
When did you get this?
God knows. Oh, like that doesn't feel right. Do you want to have the first taste of this? Because I literally have never tasted one of these.
It doesn't smell right. Shall I just go for it?
Yeah. So this is the first taste of a Barclays Man of the Match champagne that I think we've ever had. Let's get the
It tastes weird, man. I'm sure that's
Is it champagne?
Not anymore.
No!
Oh, wow.
We've had a massive push on subscribers this year. We're up to over 100,000, but we want more, and that's down to you. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, but you still like this podcast, hit now. Otherwise, you're a Carl.